Hey everyone, thanks for joining us here at Book Blather. If you're new here, I'm Dave, this is Olive, and we try to have a little fun while we talk about books and sometimes some other things, right? To help spread the joy of reading. So today we wanted to do our June reads. We've been trying to be diligent about putting up monthly TBRs, and it's getting kind of late now, so we're already reading some things. But we're going to talk about our June reads. It's kind of like our June pile of possibilities, partly for the beginning of June, and then our vacation books because we're going on vacation at the end of June. So let's get into it. So we're in the middle of reading a couple of things already. So the first one was a carryover from Horror Mayhem, which is we are reading Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. So we're a good way through it, and we are enjoying it so far. But we'll do that in the wrap up after we're all done. The other things we are also in the middle of reading are Jungle Tales of Tarzan by Edgar Rice Burroughs. Now, if you've been around for a while, you know we've been working our way through the Tarzan series. This one was published in 1919, it looks like. So it's just over 100 years old. So we have been buddy reading this series with Dia over at Novel Idea, and we've been having a great time with it. This is book 6 in the series, and this is the littlest one. There's 24 altogether, and this is the first one, number 6, where it's not one continuous story. This is a collection of. It's what it sounds like. It's a collection of stories, and this basically tells book 1 of Tarzan starts out where most of it you see Tarzan later on, where he when he meets Jane and all that. So this tells some jungle tales from when he was a little younger and he was learning some different things. So it's a series of individual short tales. There is 12 of them in here, and it's got a very different tempo to it, I guess is what you'd say, because there's not really a long plot. They're isolated stories. But we'll wait till we're done with that and fill you guys in more when we do the wrap up. And then the last thing that we are in the middle of already is my youngest daughter gave us these for my birthday, which is the first 2 volumes of the Something is Killing the Children series. So this is volume 1, and this is volume 2. And so this is something we've wanted to read for a while, and this is written by James Tynion, and like Batman fame, and it follows the story of there's this town where something is killing the children, and so it's a horror comic. Something's killing the children, and then there's this strange woman that comes to town to try to deal with it because it's a big mystery and nobody knows why all these children are being violently killed. So so we're in the middle of it. It's pretty good so far. So we'll talk about it more when we do the wrap up. Okay, and so the next thing that we are going to start maybe tomorrow in June is this. The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett. And so we just talked about this one recently because Joe from Book Buds was kind enough to send us one of the discs. So this is the first book in the Discworld series by Terry Pratchett. And there is... That's Olive's sister. We made the mistake of letting her in here today. She doesn't want to be on camera, but of course if she isn't here, she likes to create a ruckus. So I think it's like 40 Discworld books. Supposedly a great, funny series, like set like alternate universe sort of thing. Just like, and we've wanted to try it for a long time. Joe from Book Buds was kind enough to send us one of the early books from the Discworld. So we said, okay, it's time, and we just got ourselves the first book. You guys done? You finished? Riley, you done? So this is the we figured we want to start with the book 1. So that you don't have to supposedly, but we just figured it'd be best. So we're very excited to get started on this. Then I'm going to skip over now to at the end of the month we're going on vacation for this for my wife's 50th. So it's a vacation where I should have a lot of time for reading because one of those vacations we're basically just going to be sitting on the beach the whole time. So should have a good amount of time to get reading done. So the ones we've been really struggling with what to bring on vacation. We do not want a repeat of like when we went on our dream Hawaii vacation and read that awful book Devil's Day. Have I ever mentioned that before? Incredibly atrocious book that I was so angry that I brought on vacation. So we think very carefully now about our vacation books, and I'm pretty sure it is going to be these three books that we have been wanting to read for quite some time, and I wanted to mostly keep it. So the first two are, I think, pretty rapid, light books. So the first one is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. So, Riley Sager is a pretty hot writer of these, thrillers. And this is, I think this is the one that he's most famous for. This was an early one. Most people really love this book. So I know not everybody does, but we are excited to try this one. So we're definitely bringing this one. We are also going to bring this book, which we just talked about because we just picked it up at the used bookstore, is Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. So Flynn wrote the famous book Gone Girls, which was turned into Gone Girl, which was turned into a movie. Right? Oh man! Hey, who wants a treat? Who wants a treat? Hey, Riley, you want a treat? Olive wants a treat. All right, so you want two? Okay. All right, and so we've heard this is pretty good. So we wanted to try Gillian Flynn, and this is a short book of hers, and we heard it's good, so we figured this is a good way to start. We're expecting this to be a quick read, so probably read this one on the plane as we're heading down to vacation. So, and then the last one, a little more heavy duty, is we've wanted to read for a while. We just haven't committed the time to it. Is The Three Body Problem. And I forget, I used to know how to pronounce this. Zixin Liu? I'm not sure if that's right. I used to know how to pronounce it. I forgot. And this is, part of a famous sci-fi book now, part of a trilogy that is now turned into the Netflix show. And so we haven't watched that show yet. We're not going to watch it until we read this, but we've wanted to read this for a long time. So, it's about, other, powerful, sentient aliens in the universe, and they're far away, and I think we find out they're on the way, and so it sounds pretty. Wow! Picked the wrong time to film. Olive, can you come back up here? Come on, Olive, come on. There's nothing going on. Come on. Olive's got to make sure everything's under control. So, wow, you really going wild today, you guys. All right. Now we skip because we're probably not going to have a whole lot of time right in the middle of June. We're going to be strapped for reading time, so we're not sure if we will or won't be able to fit anything else in there. What we were going to read in June, we were seriously considering, was Dune by Frank Herbert, because there is a Dune in June thing going on now. And we thought it seemed to sound pretty manageable, but it was going to be over 3 weeks, and we still haven't started yet, and week one is already gone. So I don't think we're going to do it. We actually have two copies. This is our older copy. They're actually both old copies. That's what happens when you get my age. When you have two copies, your old copy and your new copy, they're actually both old copies. So this was the 25th anniversary edition. So even this one is like, I don't know, 30 years old, I think, this copy. But I don't think we're going to do Dune anymore because it's too late. I'm trying to keep June light because in July we've got two reading events in July and August. We're very excited. We're doing a Book Trek book and June on the Range in July, Michael K. Vaughan's event, and then we're going to be doing Garb August again in August, which is Criminali's event, where we read. So it's Rocket Summer in July is vintage sci-fi, and Garb August in August is trashy books. So we're very excited about both of those. So we kind of wanted to let June be our month for just reading random light stuff, So don't want to put too much pressure on ourselves. So if we have time and we squeeze in any other books in the middle of June, it is likely to be one or both of these two books. First is CB Angel by Larry Adcock. We've shown this before. This is MJ from Reading This Life sent this to us. This book is making the rounds, and so we need to pass it along. So we were reminded. We were talking to MJ this morning. We were reminded that we need to get this done. And then there's this one, which was something we considered for Horror Mayhem. My Sister, the Serial Killer. Another author that I don't know. I used to know how to pronounce this. Oykan Braithwaite, maybe? I think I butchered that. I'm sorry. But so, My Sister, the Serial Killer. This is supposed to be a really fun book. I've heard nothing but good things about this. Supposedly you just whipped through this one. And I was going to read this for Horror Mayhem, but somebody, maybe Erie, mentioned that it was really more of a thriller than a horror. So this was it the only one we didn't get to? It might have been the only one that we didn't get to in the possibilities for Horror Mayhem. The only one or one of two that we didn't. Oh, it was one of two we didn't get to. We didn't get to What Moves the Dead either. And so supposedly it's an easy read, a fun read, and it's about this woman that, like, her sister's a serial killer, and she manages it for her, but then she ends up liking this guy, but the guy is into her serial killer sister. So supposedly it's great fun. So that's another possibility. It was a possibility for our vacation book, so I mean that could switch out. I'm not sure. It's you know how we are. It's always just a pile of possibilities anyway. Something else that we haven't talked about could come in for the month of June, and something else gets sacrificed. The one last thing, we also recently picked up this book, which we were seriously considering for a vacation book, The Book of Accidents by Chuck Wendig. And this could get substituted back in. I'm not sure, but this we recently picked up at a used bookstore, but although it's basically brand new, but it's a little bit long. We're very excited to read this one actually, but it's a little bit longer. This one's over 500 pages, and so we didn't want to bring any books that were too long on vacation because we were hoping to have a nice variety while we're on vacation, read a couple different things. And you take one book, it's really long, and then you don't like it, and you're bored with it, and then you don't have anything else with you on vacation there. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get any books where we're going. So yeah, but it could get substituted out. I don't know. It was in the list of vacation books, and I swapped it out at the last minute for Three Body Problem because I really want to read that one too. So, but we'll see how it goes. So, all right. So that is our pile of possibilities for June. Some are not possibilities. We're already reading some of them, but that is our June reads or possible June reads. So, let us know if you have read any of these or you're planning to read any of these. You have any thoughts on any of them? We always like to hear from you guys, right, Olive? And you need you need another pick me up. You were all crazy there a minute ago, man. And if you don't have anything substantive you want to say, you can always leave Olive a puppy emoji because she does always like to see those. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you again very soon. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you next time.